Hello, guys. How are you all today? As here, I am doing some applique today. Yay. I have a piece of muslin down here in front of me. I have some pieces cut out of heat and bond, my trusty iron ready to go. But before I start on that, one, I want to give you guys time to get in here. And two, I want to give credit where it's due. This is from craftpassion.com. And Marie was working with this the other night on Marie's Crafts. Hi, Kim. How are you today? Miss KJ Burris, the undisputed queen of the troll hunters. Stephanie, hey, Marie. Thank you. I appreciate it. Whoops. Hey, Trace. How are you? So I'm just going to play with some applique today and see what's going on. And I don't know how to show this to you because with it being YouTube Live, I can't show both. I can move my camera, but I have a random piece of fabric. And I have this that I've already traced onto heat and bond. And I know that my camera acts up if I do lots of moving fabric around in front of it. But I've got the iron on. I've got the fabric ready to go. I've got my wool pressing mat. And this is, I don't know if you guys were even around here whenever I did this to start with. This is the practice block that I did for the chicken salad, the very first one. It's not going in the quilt. So it just is going to have to get used for something else. And I'm not quite sure what yet. Colleen, you can have him. So do you guys want me to move it so that you can see what I'm doing down here on the table? Or do you see my face? Up to you guys. I know your answer, Tracy. We'll just leave you out of it. What I'm doing is I am ironing the heat and bond onto the back of the yellow, both. I don't know how to do both. Marie, I'm not that good. I did it on a video this morning. I managed to do that. But that was, I was using Zoom and I wasn't worried about having to deal with the troll peoples. You do matter, Tracy. But I know you're going to say you want to see my face. Let's see if I can do. I'm going to mail what sooner or later? Mail it, yeah. I don't think I did too bad on that one earlier today. What I'm doing is I traced off my stuff onto the heat and bond. And then I'm just taking random scraps of things that I have in my bag to put the other like petals on and stuff. Like, see, there's two dark yellow petals. Trying to stay in a colorway, which I never do. I'm always absolutely scrappy. You're doing laundry? Ironing? Who irons? I mean, are you talking about ironing clothes, Colleen? Oh. I don't iron clothes. Ask Colleen, he'll tell you. I never iron clothes. Got some bigger petals and some smaller ones. But maybe I can fit one of the small ones on here. Maybe if I trim it really close. We're not holding our breath, right? It was Becca who ironed her applique to her wool pressing mat, right? Ooh, just barely. Let's get that down there before it decides to move. Ironing fabric is fine. It's ironing clothes. It's like, why would you do that? All right, so there's a one. Your volume went weird. Can you still hear me? Did my like microphone go weird? My volume went way down. Better now. Okay. I don't know what I did. Let's see. I can do two of them there. See, as long as you do the same color in different parts of your applique picture, almost anything goes together. Which I kind of learned from Beth at my sewing room. Because she does that. She'll take oddball, well, what I would think are oddball colors. And then she'll kind of just put them all together. Yep, I think she's in there. So what is everybody else up to today? Colleen is ironing, which I just don't get. See, I'm going to throw this little red scrappy piece in here. I need to fix my sewing room's little thing so that it says my sewing room, because there is more than one Beth on YouTube. At least two that I know of. Yes, make sure you get Colleen in there. And somebody needs to put in exclamation point Kim. Tracy, I don't have anything in there for you. Guess I could link your Discord. But I don't think you really want me to do that. Let's see, I have two more. Ooh, now I have several more. Let's see. The undisputed queen of troll hunters. Yes, she is. Kim is actually faster than the Nightbot guys, which hopefully we won't have a chance to test out today. You had to walk away from the border? Was it just getting to you, Stephanie? I know. Sometimes it's like, why? That's all right. I'm supposed to be working on chicken salad today. I squared up all the blocks yesterday because Stephanie actually made a specific request to get to see the chicken salad. And I was like, yes, I'm going to fill Stephanie's request. And then my chicken salad stuff disappeared. So I have no clue where the little blocks that I cut for the background are. I looked for them yesterday for a couple of hours, and then I got irritated and I walked away from it. And I will go back and look for them. It got loud again. But it wasn't happening yesterday, and it isn't happening today. And they're all in a baggie. They're labeled chicken salad. I cut them all one day, and I was so proud of myself. Oh, Kim, that's not good. Making sure I got all my little pieces gathered up here so they can go in the scrap bin. I don't know what it's doing. Maybe it's my mic is part of my camera and I'm covered in thread again, which is typical, right? And you guys aren't getting to see either what I'm doing or me. Okay, so I'll talk while I cut these out because it'll take a minute or two. And like I said, I just picked up a piece of scrap fabric out of my bin, trying to figure out what's the front and what's the back. Well, hello, Lori. How are you? And I'm just going to cut these out while I'm talking. Miss Lori is a powerhouse. I don't know if you guys know that, but she sent me a picture the other day of cleaning up a room. And she not only cleaned up all the construction stuff, but she put up curtains and swept it and mopped it and put a desk in there. It looked beautiful. I was like, gee, if I could do all that work in one day. Putting out a contract on the leprechaun, Kim? Somebody needs to. While you're at it, put one out on Arthur, too. I don't like these scissors very much. These are the ones I got from Amazon. I'm going to put it down a little more here so you can maybe see me cutting. These are the Live and Go, and I like the Fiskars better. These are supposed to be very similar, but get way down in here on the fabric. They don't cut very easily. They just catch it between it. We don't care about your spelling, Lori. You still have to hem the curtains. Use steam a seam and do it with an iron. I have a curtain I got to make, and I think about it. Hello, Lynn. I think well, no, maybe not. Hopefully you heard me say hi, Lynn. Is it hot in the UK? Sure it is. What grammar police? They got banned along with the quilt police. We don't like the grammar polices or the quilt polices. Yeah, I keep telling people I read typo. When you get texts from people, and I'm bad about spelling video with a B instead of a V. So I hope that people can read that word whenever I say it. The quilt police and the grammar police going, well, don't be giving them nervous breakdowns. That's not nice. I like that there's some slightly bigger petals in this pattern that Marie was playing with. And Colleen, it's a coloring page or a flower applique pattern from www.craftpassion.com. See the craft. If you want to put a link in, you may be on the road and not able to do it. Or Tracy, I don't. But I thought it was kind of neat because it's got all these petals and circles on it. And when Marie from Crafts Creations was working on it, she was doing it as a flower, and all I could see was dresden, which is why we're getting ready to cut some little circles out here. And my circles are wonky because my hand was shaking while I was tracing them onto the heat. So y'all, I tell people I speak typo, but Typanese works too. So and YouTube must be doing something really weird today. Because right before I came on, I always check my subscriber count before I come online. Right before I came on, it said I lost 3 subscribers. And then I double checked my comments because everything is still held for review, especially after the little trolley person the other day. And there was all these new dislikes on my channel and stuff, and I was like, holy cow. So I think YouTube must be having some real issues today. It should all straighten itself back out. They're usually pretty good. I was kind of laughing at it going, gee. Almost done cutting these out. I don't cut any better around that than I do straight. And this is kind of too thick for my embroidery scissors, or I'd be using them. But just like I always do, I'm turning the fabric rather than my hand. Trying to make it work just a little bit easier. When I was in Sassy Steph's live the other night. Okay, Lori. All right. Sarcasm and gibberish. I'm good at sarcasm, buddy. Don't ever tempt me, because I will definitely use it on you. All right, so here's what we got, and I'm just going to deal them out here like there's some kind of wild and woolly card game. What do you think? I'll probably put them closer together there. I have a timer that I use whenever I go on Sassy Steph's channel that reminds me to tell her to drink. Hello again, Sherlock. So I figured I better make sure I remembered to make myself drink too.
When I watch certain channels, I have to have a drink. I have to drink.
Yeah, there are channels that definitely make you want to drink, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of which, could I con you into giving me ice water?
Okay.
Yeah, there's a couple that make me want to drink too.
Ooh, Thunder Boomer.
My husband, Thunder Boomers. Uh-oh. Hey, Wayne.
Hey.
You don't need glasses now because you can see them on the tablet.
And of course, my lunch is over.
Shirley, congratulations. I have no clue why the Nightbot held that.
Oops, there you go. Oops.
Thank you.
Oops.
Congratulations. And Lori said hello too.
Hello.
He said hello, hello. He has no clue who I'm talking about. But that's awesome, Shirley. I'm happy for you. 500 subs is a big deal. Don't be nosy. It reminds me, not you. Just trying to get them kind of close together here. Yeah, that is a big deal. 500. That means you now have a community tab, Shirley, right? Or did you get access to that yet? Do you have to do something special? I'm hoping to get there myself fairly soon. And I'm just playing with applique today. Yeah, it is. It takes a lot to get to 500 subscribers. It really does. I'm working my own self right now trying to get to that number. I'm within 100. which is good, I think. I could still be down at, I think it was 12 that I had whenever I first started doing lives. So I'm pretty happy with that. But 500 is not even really about the giveaways. It's just, that's a nice appreciation thing. I did one at 200 or at 300, and my next one will probably be at 500 too. If I ever make it there. It's not really a pattern. It's just kind of I'm playing with something that somebody else was using the other day. It inspired me. Ooh. Yeah, I've kicked so yeah myself, Marie. I figured out how much money I spent there last year. Yikes, I can't buy fabric this year at all. Well, maybe some this month. Maybe. I have to talk to the hubby about that first. Because, money. He's the finance manager around here. I got enough to get one more, maybe two. I'm winging it completely on this, guys. I really am. And I've been in chats here lately and seen, oh yeah. Awesome, Marie. I think that'll be great. Yeah, I learned how to applique, I think, from Lisa Capon, but I really got brave about throwing fabric in there from a couple other places. That Beth at my sewing room that I talk about a lot. And then just various and sundry others, who just literally go out there and do stuff, and you think, I could do that. And then you do it, and you're like, wow, why didn't I think of that? I haven't been in many chats lately either. Not because I don't want to be there, but just because I've been working and all that. Yeah, that bolt cell was probably the only thing that was the last thing I was really interested in watching, Lori, because I like Riley Blake's vintage white that they make as a background fabric. And, $65 isn't, she is a good explainer, Colleen. $65 isn't bad for a bolt of that. But I actually have decided that I think Marshall Dry Goods is a better deal for me. You have this iron. This is the Black & Decker steam iron model IRO2V as in Victor. It was it was the cheapest iron at Walmart when I bought it. I'm absolutely positive of that. And the reason I'm positive of that is because when I buy them to 10 or 20 bucks, or when I find them really cheap, I used to buy more than one. And this one was in a box when I dropped my last iron and broke it. These Black & Deckers last forever. The only thing I don't like is this. This cord is just a pain. Okay. So I've got it all ironed down. Yeah, I'm sure it was like the cheapest thing walking. And I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to put some more heat on this from the back. Yeah, I think I had one that was purple at one time, Tracy. But obviously, I don't have a purple one anymore. And this is what I do when I'm nervous or wanting to like play with quilting. I'll make up something like this and then I'll put a little piece of backing behind it. And I use scraps for stuff like this. And I'll just slap something on it for backing. And then I'll sit here and sew it. I'll free motion quilt it. Oh, that's the reason I kept her out. I remember that now. The reason I kept I'll rid of Myrtle. Let me get rid of all the trash here. Is as when I made her, and I'm not sure how close up that I get for you guys or how clear. But if you can see, there's some straight lines. Well, they're curved lines, but they're just straight lines of quilting. Thinking that Myrtle, which is what this chicken's name is, because I just made the very first block, Myrtle may end up on one side of a tote bag and the flower on the other. I don't know. Haven't decided. Yeah. Lynn, the reason I do it like I do it, the casual kind of stuff, is because a lot of people, oh, way lighter than your Rowenta. Rowenta. I don't even know how you're supposed to say that. I've never owned one, obviously. Let me come back up here. Can you guys still hear me okay? Yeah, it would be cool, Tracy. And I made one last week out of the other one that I made on when I had breakfast with Sean at the Guy Who Sews. But I'll put, probably some batting in between this piece and whatever I used for the liner and do some free motion quilting on it. I like the look of it quilted with batting better than I like the look of it quilted flat, if that makes sense. I like the puffy of a quilt. Whenever it gets washed and it comes out with, where it looks like it's been washed and dried, I like that look on a quilt. And I don't consider them finished until they've been washed and dried. So that's my little weird thing. But so this one, I literally just took that page that Marie had talked about and cut out some shapes from it. And then I'll go through and I'll sew it down. I think the block is cute. And it's just literally, let me get some scraps and stuff. I love it when it wrinkles, don't you, Lynn? It just feels like it's done. It feels like, I don't know. I equate quilts with hugs because all the old quilts I have were made by my granny or my mom. And my granny only hand tied. She didn't like hand quilt or do any of that stuff. But she had 10 kids. So she had to churn out some quilts pretty quickly. And in the wintertime, her kids would fight over who got to sit down and tie the quilts. My Uncle Ronnie tells me that he would sit and hand tie the quilts because it was warm underneath them. So, that's, and so whenever I sit or sleep under one of those quilts, I feel like I'm getting hugs from my granny and from my aunts and uncles and my mom. I mean, because I'm sure she helped do that too. But that's the feeling I want from my quilts. Aw, UFOs, that means unfinished objects. I have a whole lot of those. That's one of the things that I wanted to work on this summer. But until I get the chicken salad done, I don't feel like I can go quilt anything else. And I've got to find that baggie full of stuff. That's on my agenda to find ASAP. I've got to make a curtain for that window. Sassy has a piece of crud. Sassy has a clear one of these. And this is my opaque version. I had laid it out here because I thought I was going to put the flower together and iron it down and then put it on the fabric. But it turned out that it worked better doing it this way. But it does keep the worst of the, I can turn that up now. It does keep the worst of the heat off of the wool mat, which doesn't like to be hot. Ah, you see my rollback over there, right, Lynn? I don't know where you buy them from in the UK. I know Marshall's Dry Goods seems to have a pretty good price. We got 2 rolls that size for, I think it was $125, probably this time last year. And because I've got, 30 quilt tops that need to be done. And that worked a little better because it gets a little warmer. So now they don't feel like they're going to fall. That's why I kept ironing it, because, yeah. But Marshall's Dry Goods, I looked there the other day. They had, I want to say it was $80 or $85. You see what he brought me? He brought me ice. No water, just ice.
No water?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just don't have soda. You have soda. I forgot about that.
You're
I
fine.
can't stand it anyway. My legs. I need some circulation out of that.
If you type exclamation point MGD or MDG, it'll bring up Marshall's Dry Goods website for you. You've got to watch them because they have a retail side and a wholesale side. On the retail side, you can get discounts where you get free shipping. On the wholesale side, you don't get discounts for free shipping, but you get such a good price on the fabric and the batting that it might be worth buying the whole bolt anyway. Because, thank you. Because
you need the drops?
Yeah, I think they're in the drawer.
Yep.
The last time I ordered a bolt of muslin, which was 50 cents a yard. That muslin has turned out to be great stuff. A bolt of a white background fabric that has white on white. There should be a couple open in there.
Yep.
And I can put it in.
There you go.
Thank you.
That way you can adjust.
He brought me water now and the drops to go in here, the little cheater drops. He's a sweetheart. And what else? And then 4 1-yard cuts. And I ended up paying less for that than I would have if I had bought everything in yardage, in just regular yardage. So I ended up getting 3 or 4 bolts of fabric and 4 1-yard cuts of stuff. Oh, that's got to be a direct answer. She uses the bath mitt things too, and they're great for little kids. I hadn't thought of that until you did that on my video, Deborah. But they are, because little kids have a hard time holding on to the soap bar too. That means that, Lynn, you could buy the daily deals for a week and then have them all shipped on Friday. Is that right? Because that's always what gets me too, is they've got, a great daily deal. Yeah, I did, Tracy. You've got a good memory. Yeah. Colleen, that's why I was doing Amazon videos. Amazon told me I can't do their affiliate program. I don't fit their qualifications. So I quit doing Amazon videos. Why did I advertise for them if they're not going to pay me for it, right? But I still do my Amazon check every day. I go through it, Amazon, Walmart, all my little places. And I look at my emails and see if there's anything in there. But sometimes Missouri Star has really good deals on, I think the last thing that I saw that I really thought was cool was their hexagon rulers. I had them for $4, but I wasn't going to pay $10 shipping for a $4 ruler. Awesome, Lynn. That's awesome. I also like, I look at like Missouri Star and Amazon and stuff for rulers. And then I go to Alibaba and look because remember a while back I got those pineapple rulers from the Orient and I think I paid $25 for both of them. Tracy, do you remember? It took them like 3 weeks to get here, but I wasn't in any hurry because I wasn't doing them on a live. I was going to do them with another creator, with Kathy's Quilts, and they weren't starting for a while, so I had time for them to come in. And I did try to paper piece in between, and I was looking at that. The reason I brought it up is I was looking at the pineapple quilts last night, or the pineapple blocks I have. I have 4 of the little tiny ones, then I've got some medium ones, and then I've got some big ones. And I'm trying to figure out, how do I put that together into a quilt top, or do I scrap it something, into something? Because I do like crazy quilts. Where we were talking about crazy quilts at Halo yesterday, right, Colleen or Stephanie? I know one of you's going to remember. I think that's where it was at. And she's putting like beads and bells and hand stitching and all kinds of stuff on hers. She's making a Christmas quilt. So if you have $59 stuff in your cart, then it's free shipping, Lynn. The last time I ordered from Missouri Star, it took 3 weeks from them, but maybe they got it fixed. Okay, Tracy. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I really like Angel's presentation style. I know that my voice is not calm or soothing, but I really appreciate people who do have calm, soothing voices whenever they talk on a live or on a video. And I don't think I have that particular quality. Oh, well, maybe they've improved it, Colleen. I mean, this was like, I think right around the time that I had heard that Jenny was going to retire, or had retired, or was taking a lesson. I don't know what the exact terminology was. A subscriber, if talk, sent me an email and said that she had that. I've been looking for it everywhere. And I've even emailed and called the lady and no response. She may have passed, so I'm not dissing anyone. That's not the point of what I just said. But the subscriber told me that she had the pattern, and she said she was making a copy of it and she's going to send it to me. So I don't know if I'm getting the copy or if I'm getting the original, but I appreciated that because I kind of feel bad just recreating the pattern myself from the ground up. I can do it. And Sylvia made me an FPP pattern of it that's not for sale. Same reason. Am I breaking up? I shouldn't be. I tried to actually move closer. Am I breaking up for anybody besides Stephanie? We both have country internet, so we know. I'm breaking up for you too, Deborah. It hasn't started raining here. You had to refresh, Lori? Yeah, every now and then I don't worry about too much, but if it's steady, I won't keep you guys for that. That's not cool. But if it's just a little bit, then I'll try to hang out. Oh, I lost a petal. It still looks good without it. But anyway, so I'm getting a copy of the pattern, so I won't feel so bad about using the pattern to create something. Oh, okay. Thank you, Stephanie. I appreciate that, Sass. And I've got, Sylvia's sending a quilt top for the Kentucky. YouTube is doing bizarre stuff today, Marie. I'm just assuming it's all YouTube right now. I'm assuming it's all YouTube. Um, We've got a couple other things coming in the mail. One from Sylvia for the quilts that I want to get made for my Kentucky family. And still waiting on my aunt to let me know that, they've got the ability to start receiving stuff, but they're just now getting appliances and furniture and people back into houses. There's still people living in tents. Yeah, country internet, I think, is what a lot of us have, Marie. Me and Stephanie, for sure, have country internet. And I don't know who I was talking to the other day, and I said something about country internet, and she says, country internet. She says, what is that? What brand is that? I was like, it's not a brand. It's just we live so far out. We're like at the end of the line. And I think we literally are at the end of the line. I know we are, because right now our main internet runs, the wired internet runs off of a cable that's a tenth of a mile long and laying along the fence line. And the guy who owns the who owns the property up there, keeps cutting the line with his mower. No, I don't like it one bit either. And we have Starlink, Elon Musk internet, the great stuff. And even with that, we only get like 20 Mbps. At one point, it was so bad that I would have to get, like, if I was going to upload multiple videos in a day, I would get them all like queued up on the computers and the phones and stuff. And then Wayne would go start the car, and I'd sign everything into the internet on the car, which goes like lightning speed. If the internet in my car is faster than the internet in my house, there's something wrong with this picture. But it would upload everything just like boom, 2 or 3 minutes. But it's expensive on gas to do that, even when gas wasn't super expensive. So yeah, there's been a whole lot of videos that I've uploaded that have had to wait until, Wayne had his lunch break so he could go start the car. And he works from home, and he's had to literally turn on the car to run his computer in his office sometimes. So we do try to, kind of conserve the bandwidth if we can. So yeah, it's not fun at all, Marie, but it is what it is. And the flip side of it is we could get better internet. If we wanted to move into town, we could get business class internet if we wanted to. And we'd have, 200 Mbps and all this stuff and great TV and all that. But think about it. Do I really want to live around all those people? Welcome back, Tracy. I'm glad you made it back. But I don't want to live in town. I don't want to live by all those people. I don't want to deal with neighbors. Heck, I don't want to deal with people on the internet. I mean, you guys are great. It's okay. I can come in here. I can chat with you guys for an hour or two a week. And, I can deal with text messages and stuff. But in-person people, my closest neighbors are like behind a grove of trees over there. They have a 1/4 of a mile driveway, and their house is back in there, and they don't live there. We have their cell phone numbers, they have ours. And if something happens, like if I see a car that's going up there that I don't recognize, I'm that neighbor, but I sit right by the window most of the time. But if I see a vehicle going up their driveway that I don't recognize, and I know who should be there, their maintenance guy, the water guy, I will text message her and say, there's a black truck going up your driveway. What's going on? And she'll either message me back and say, oh, that's the plumber going to do ABC, or would you call the sheriff for me? So, and the neighbors down at the main part of the road, same thing. So yeah, everybody knows everybody down the street. We just don't all hang out together. Yeah, but I would be, Tracy, if I lived in the city and I was like I am here. Yeah, well, we don't really call it neighbor watch. We just call it don't be stealing my cows. You know what I mean? And that's the biggest reason that I started looking, because the property that they just put a house on behind us has been vacant, and all they had on there was cows for a long time. So, I'd go out and sit on the porch, and the cows would come over and look at me like, hey, do I know you? Are you going to feed me? But there was nobody out there. So if somebody came down the road and went through their fence or through their gate before they actually put a big gate and a lock on it, I would be on the phone calling or texting them before the person even got all the way in there, because we've had problems with rustlers out here before. That also means that if you're outside and you run into a wild pig or some other wild animal that is a predator, you take care of it yourself. And they hear a gunshot, they'll come down the road, especially when Wayne was still working in Palm Beach and they knew I was down here by myself. Yeah, we've shot a couple of animals here and there. We had renters who rented our field across the way a couple of years back, and he shot a wild pig out in the road one day, and sure enough, within a couple of minutes. Hey, Tracy, how are you? You're trying to nap, but it's not working. Is that what that pain medication is supposed to be for, is to help you rest? I know you're probably pretty much healed by now, but rest is rest, and it's required. But anyway, the day that the renter shot the pig, neighbor up the road was down here in about 5 minutes going, what's going on? He came down and saw the pig in the road, and he was like, oh, okay. So it's not anything formal, but we do all kind of keep an eye out for each other. And my nose is going to itch because I'm live. It always happens that way, right? So I played with some applique. I made myself something earlier today. I kind of wanted to see if anybody had any suggestions. And you may not be able to see it. All it is just a grid. And it's a 4x4 grid. And I've made it almost 2 inches. Oh, I'm glad mine doesn't turn bright red there, Rudolph. But I'm like, is there anything else I should put on this that would help? Because I'm trying to draw out some blocks that I know are going to be 4x4. And I was looking at it going, And the blocks that I've been doing, sorry, Lynn, I had to pick on her. That's my thing. We pick on each other, though. It's not just me. Exactly, Lori. Yeah, our neighbors are great. Hi, as they go by. I'm perfectly fine with that. I don't want to talk to them unless there's something major going on. The day that there were little kids in my field, I talked to every neighbor on the street because I didn't know who the kids belonged to. Yeah, I don't need encouragement, but Colleen gives as good as she gets. Don't think she's the short end of the stick here. She picks on me, and sometimes I sit here and go, did she really say that? But since we're talking by text, she doesn't see the funky look on my face. But anyway, working on a grid. This is what I wanted to do today during the live. You're a covert troll. As I hold up a gnome picture. I want to applique this, I think, but I didn't want to do this on a live because it's way more involved drawing and stuff. And I want to, I don't know, maybe convert him into, yeah, well, Tracy, that's a whole different ball game. At least I get dressed when we video chat. Thank you, Marie. It's a free coloring page online. I don't remember where I got it. I usually try to put links to stuff like that if I can. Yeah, mostly dressed. Hey, the hair's not as bad today as it was the other day. Anybody else notice that? That video I recorded yesterday, I don't remember. Somebody's husband was walking by while she watched it. I think maybe it was Sassy. I'm not sure. I'm not throwing you under the bus, Sass. Um, but somebody's husband was walking by and said, "Does that cart have static?" Because my hair was just like, whoo, standing up. And I had to laugh. I said, "No, it wasn't static. It just my hair won yesterday. Some days I win, some days the hair wins. Most days it's okay. I'll call that a draw. Whenever I try to do my hair. T-shirt and PJs is awesome. It was Stephanie's husband. Okay. I was like, I keep telling you people, it is, my hair is its own personality. And I was showing, here it is. I was showing Stephanie this stuff last night. I don't know if you guys can read it. It's argan oil conditioner, but you see how it's divided? This is argan oil and some kind of wax. And this is the best stuff that I can use on my hair. You know what I mean? You can only see what's up top. Yeah. But the thing is, Tracy, I had straight hair until last year. I've only had curly hair less than a year. My poor son, I was telling Stephanie about this, or the girls. My poor son, when he was 12, his hair went, like, he got up one morning and his hair was curly. And his hair is that ringlety stuff. It just curls up into little ringlets. So his hair may be this long when you're looking at him, but when you pull it out, he's got like, halfway down his back hair. I mean, it's that curly and that thick. And he got head lice when he was 16. I threatened to cut it off, and he was like, no. And we sat probably 3 days, me, him, and his older brother with those lice combs picking through his hair. But I'm still trying to figure out how to control mine. And this is the only thing that makes it lay down. And I condition it, and I use a leave-in conditioner that you like leave in for 5 minutes, then rinse out. And then when I get out of the tub, I put conditioner back into it. And some days my hair just isn't going to do anything I want it to do. And right now, this is really wild because this is, I think it's straight because it's heavy down here at the bottom. So I'm like, okay, yeah. My hair, and I have an aunt whose hair has always been the ringlety type of curly, like Tracy Albert's hair is. And I sent my son to her, and I said, have her tell you how to take care of it. And we'll go to the store and buy whatever she tells you to buy. And I came out with a whole cart full of hair stuff for that boy. I don't know what he uses on his hair now. He's 33 this year, if I've got my numbers right. I have to think about it. He's 33 this year. I don't know what he uses on his hair now, but he's still got the kinky curly hair. And we have, to be Native American and German and then Polish as the mixture for my poor kids, they have some super curly kinky hair, or the younger one does. My oldest son has straight hair, but he keeps his so short he wouldn't know if there was a curl to it anyway. But mine just did this like last August, and I'm still trying to figure out what to do. And yeah, it's super humid here, Lori. You only see what is up top. Well, Colleen, we try to be a little funny anyway. Just a little. I used to use Infusium, but I used it because I color my hair. And I haven't colored my hair in, how long are my roots? I haven't colored my hair in a while. So I probably need to do that. I love the conditioner that you get with hair color. So I saved the little tube of it, even after you color your hair and condition it and do all that. I save that tube, and then I use that in between usually. But it is what it is. All right, so nobody has any hints for me on drawing grids for quilting. And I needed bigger ones because I want to make it big enough so you can see it whenever I'm on camera. I don't see any suggestions. All right, so it's all me. I'm a twit. I will figure it out. And Tracy at Craft a Simple Life, you definitely need a nap. I'm saying if you have pain medicine, take one and take a nap because you want to heal as much as you can before you get all back up into your crazy life routine. Well, I will be 56 this year, Lynn, and I keep trying to tell myself that I'm going to let it grow out, but this is the color it is, and you can't tell it, but it's like mouse brown, and I like it a little lighter than that. Okay, Steph, you have a great day. And basically what I'm trying to do is keep it from being totally dry and just keep it a little bit lighter, because if it grows out that mouse brown, I'm going to look 66 instead of 56. And, I got enough things making me look older as it is, so I'd prefer not to look older if I can help it. I've had tinsel since I was like 20. I had my first baby at 19, so the tinsel started then. But where I'm going gray, I'm not getting like little gray pieces over here. It's all coming in right along my face, right along the edges of my face. And that's the part I'm really trying to color when it comes down to it. Plus, the hair grows to like right here on my face. I'm like, how does that happen? How do you have this thing? I kind of want a straw poll real quick. I was talking to Stephanie about my birthmark last night, and it's a little bit more than a birthmark. It's something called Sturge-Weber syndrome, and it's a birth defect, and it's a trigeminal nerve anomaly, blah, blah, blah. Are you guys interested in a little quick rundown of what that is, or does anybody care? Stephanie was interested in the idea because she's into the medical stuff. You had your first child at 19 too, Lynn? Awesome. You're interested, Marie? Okay. You're only almost 53? That's not bad, Lori. All right, then I'll do it, and I'll try to do it in layman's terms. I went and looked at some of the websites that are out there now because there is a foundation for the thing that I have. But I may put that out. It probably won't be in the next couple days, but I'll start working that together. Well, yeah, and back when I was diagnosed with it, they told my mom I wouldn't make it to 16, then 20, then 25, then 30. And they've been telling me I was going to drop dead from a brain aneurysm since I was 11. So, yeah. Well, if mine would turn white or all silver, Kim, I wouldn't be so upset about it.